we're going to jump into the network femboy aids. Yes, that is a thing. That is a thing now.
Imagine getting hacked by a virus called Gayfemboy. Yes, it's actually a real malware. Be careful if you decide to go searching more info about it. Do not put a space in there. And as
So chat, was I clickbaiting? Was I clickbaiting, chat, when I said network femboy aids? Because we got a virus, literally malware called Gayfemboy. And I know how much our friend James loves the Gayfemboys, but you don't want this stuff on your network.
And as for what this malware actually is, it's a botnet malware that targets networking hardware, especially like routers from Cisco, TP-Link, and others. Now, the name of this malware strain actually comes from the literal text string that it sends to its command and control server as a registration packet, basically saying, hey, here I am, I'm a new device on the botnet, and it literally sends the text Gayfemboy as that.
So, when this virus phones home, and it says, I've joined the botnet, it literally identifies itself as a Gayfemboy. Chat, Nick Fuentes has made a virus, apparently. This is the Nick Fuentes virus. What a timeline.
The creators of the malware definitely leaned into the theme, though. If I'm being honest, it's actually kind of hilarious. For example, when it initially executes the malware, it prints the string twinks and
Prints the string twinks.
the string to activate its backdoor functionality is meow meow. And
Oh,
No! No!
Are you?
No! No!
Are you joking?
No! No!
Are you joking me?
Meow meow. Which means it's not just a Gayfemboy, it is a catboy. It's a catboy. Okay, this has to have been created by some Nick Fuentes fan. It just has to. I can't think of it. I just don't know what else to think here. I mean, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is the Groiper virus. Don't let the Groipers infect your network, chat. What did you walk into? Sergey, you missed the topic change? We're talking about Gayfemboy virus. Yeah, in the title I put network femboy aids. We're literally talking about a piece of malware called Gayfemboy. And it uses the string meow meow when it activates its backdoor function. So its backdoor... Oh, okay, I got you. You were doing it, Eric. Yeah, it's backdoor, chat. It's backdoor. It has a backdoor. And it uses the string meow meow to activate. So it's not just Gayfemboy, it's gay catboys. Yeah, exactly, Sergey. So I'm thinking that maybe someone involved with Nick Fuentes must have made this virus. I mean, this is just amazing.
And even for the domain names of the command and control servers, just read them for yourself. It's been
This has to be. Yeah, this is just hilarious. This is amazing.
basically one big shitpost in malware form, except it actually does do damage. Fortunately, it does not target desktop computers. You're not going to be having to explain to your boss or parents why your computer's been infected with the Gayfemboy virus. Rather, the malware is for adding networking hardware to a botnet for participating in DDoS campaigns, distributed denial of service attacks, where basically they take over as many computers and devices as they can and kind of hide in there. And then when they get a command from the central command and control server, then they all send one massive wave of data continuously towards whatever target. And because it's so much data that the hosting provider gets overwhelmed and then just takes down the site. And
So basically, the point of this malware is to create a botnet, and then, which takes over a bunch of computers, and they'll send traffic to, whatever site. This is basically a way to do a DDoS attack. So it's a way that it's how 4chan used to take down sites, but I think they would do it a little differently.
And because it's from a bunch of different legitimate IP addresses, it's really hard to block and defend against different DDoS attacks like that. There are companies like Cloudflare that do that, but it's a thing that hackers will charge money for. Now, this particular strain of malware is actually based on a different one called Mirai. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And it was actually originally seen earlier last year, but has evolved over time and become a lot more advanced since then. It's able to get a foothold into all these different devices by exploiting vulnerabilities that are specific to those different manufacturers. So
Mirai is a fairly well-known one. That's a fairly old piece of malware, as I remember. So it seems like it's just based on that. So these guys didn't write their own malware, which makes me think even more that maybe this really could be like a Groyper virus or something.
So it's not just one vulnerability. All of the vulnerabilities it uses apparently have been patched in the past. So basically this is a result of businesses not keeping their stuff up to date, but still. And it also doesn't seem to be targeting any particular business sector individually. I'm guessing it's just whatever routers they find that happen to be vulnerable. Now, as for what it does if a device is actually vulnerable, initially it's able to run a command through that vulnerability to have it download a downloader script. And then that downloader script then downloads the main payload of the malware, which then runs and establishes itself. When it's initially executed, it does a lot of different tricks. For example, it will actually check for other malware infection and also another one called sustained delay like that. And if it's too far off, it might assume of the current date compared to what it expects. And if it finds out it's been infected,
so it's just kind of explaining how the malware works, which we don't care about.
Temporarily disabled itself. I guess in the case of like a rollback, like if the business finds out it's been infected, does a rollback, but the malware is still on there, the malware will actually kind of deactivate temporarily so that the business might think it's good and then reactivate later. So if you work in an enterprise environment, definitely make sure all your equipment is up to date. You definitely don't want to have to explain this one to your boss. But for regular home users, you probably don't have to worry about this one.
So the one thing I would recommend, chat, is make sure that your router firmware is up to date, because it sounds like this targets routers. Now, I don't know exactly which models it targets or anything like that, but you should keep your router firmware up to date, just in case they patch any vulnerabilities like this. So that's my recommendation there. Just so you don't get infected and become a member of the Catboy Ranch, I assume. So that was the Gayfemboy segment.